speak louder than words. So we're learning and earning and living to serve. There's a fire deep inside, bound by honor, bound by pride. There's a power in our hands that can spread across the land. Fuel passion, spark action. Let's ignite FFA. It starts right here. It starts right now. We are the leaders of tomorrow, and we'll show the world how. A spark is a seed that grows and explodes through actions and deeds. We are the blue and the gold. There's a fire deep inside, bound by honor, bound by pride. There's a power in our hands, that can spread across the land. Fuel passion, spark action. Let's ignite FFA. We are the blue and gold. We are the FFA. We are the blue and gold. We are the FFA. We are the blue and gold. Let's ignite. There's a fire deep inside, bound by honor, bound by pride. There's a power in our hands, that can spread across the land. Fuel passion, spark action. Let's ignite
When you're ready, when you hit that gavel, show's on.
The meeting room will now come to order. We are now holding an official meeting of the Smithville FFA chapter. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It's my duty to see that the door is open at all times, that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the meeting room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that covers from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico and from the state of Maine.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington,
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as George Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the member and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
By the year of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The student advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being elected by the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of the new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The secretary will now call the roll of members.
There are 8 members and 3 guests present, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
Practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Smithville FFA chapter duly open to the transaction of business or any attentions which may now properly be presented. Is there any old business?
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
I'm here to take from the table that our chapter hire Buckeye Video to film our annual parent member banquet and produce high quality DVD.
Second.
It's been moved by Jacob and seconded by Colston that we take from the table the motion that we move to hire Buckeye Video to film our annual parent member banquet and produce a high quality DVD. May I remind you that this is debatable, not amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion on this matter?
Mr. Chairman,
Jacob.
we could easily have one of the computer guys from our school come and videotape the banquet for us for, if any cost at all. So this would be a waste of our money as our fruit sales aren't going as well as they could be right now.
Hearing no more discussion, we will now proceed to vote to take from the table main motion number 1. All those in favor of taking the motion from the table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion will be taken from the table. Is there any discussion on the main motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Holston.
due to low fruit sales, I don't think we can afford to hire Buckeye Video to film our annual parent member banquet.
Mr. Chairman,
Katie.
we already have Randy who's really good at that kind of stuff to film our banquet, so we don't need Buckeye Video.
Mr. Chairman.
Frank.
I feel that we could better invest our money in other things that would benefit the chapter in other ways.
Mr. Chairman.
Brielle.
This would be a great way to show our love and support of the parents of our members.
Mr. Chairman,
Ren.
our banquet is one of our biggest activities, and it would be great if we could capture this on film.
Mr. Chairman.
John.
We do not have very many dedicated FFA members that would be interested in a high quality video.
Is there any more discussion on the main motion? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of hiring Buckeye Video to film our annual parent member banquet and produce a high quality DVD, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion fails. Is there any new business?
Mr. Chairman,
Colston.
I move that our chapter sponsor a Thanksgiving dinner for all FFA and FFA alumni members.
Second.
It's been moved by Colston and seconded by Jacob that our chapter sponsor a Thanksgiving dinner for all FFA and FFA alumni members. May I remind you that this is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion on this matter?
Mr.
Mr. Chairman,
Colston.
this Thanksgiving dinner would be a great way for our FFA alumni to meet new and upcoming members in our chapter.
Mr. Chairman.
Brielle.
I move to amend the main motion to hire Buckeye Video to film our. I move to amend the motion to that our chapter sponsor a Thanksgiving dinner for all FFA and FFA alumni members by scratching out Thanksgiving and inserting Christmas.
Second.
It's been moved by Brielle and seconded by Colston that we scratch out Thanksgiving and insert Christmas. May I remind you that this is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion on the amendment?
Mr. Chairman.
John.
Many of our FFA alumni do not live in Ohio or around the region anymore. For Christmas, they would come back and visit their parents. So they can...
Mr. Chairman,
Jacob.
as Thanksgiving is only 2 days away, we don't have enough time to plan this event, so we can push it out back to Christmas and have more time to plan.
Is there any more discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of amending the motion that our chapter sponsor Thanksgiving dinner for all FFA and FFA alumni members by striking out Thanksgiving and inserting Christmas, please say aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Amendment fails. Is there any more discussion on the main motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Frank?
Giving the alumni a Thanksgiving dinner would be a great way to thank them for sponsoring trips for us such as WLC.
Mr. Chairman.
Ren?
Many of our members are going to want to spend Thanksgiving with their family and not with the FFA.
Mr. Chairman.
John?
I move to have a 30-second recess.
Second.
It's been moved by John and seconded by Jacob that we have a 30-second recess. May I remind you that this is not debatable, amendable to the time only, and requires a majority vote. Are there any amendments? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of recessing for 30 seconds, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Recess fails. Is there any more discussion on the main motion? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor that our chapter sponsor a Thanksgiving dinner for all FFA and FFA alumni members, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion fails. Is there any new business?
Mr. Chairman,
Jacob?
I move that our chapter present the honorary chapter farmer degree to our high school principal.
Second.
It's been moved by Jacob and seconded by Frank that our chapter present the honorary chapter farmer degree to our high school principal. May I remind you that this is debatable, amendable, and requires a
I
majority
rise to
vote.
point of order. This is not debatable.
According to Robert's Rules of Order, this motion is debatable. Point not well taken. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Jacob?
Since our principal is very, very able to let us do different trips and stuff like that, it would be a great honor for him to have the honorary chapter farmer degree, seeing that he lets us leave school activities and go to trips.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Vice President, will you assume the duties of the chair for any discussion on this matter?
I will.
With this gavel, I give you the responsibilities of the chair.
Wyatt.
Our principal is not a farmer, so he does not deserve the chapter farmer degree.
Mr. Chairman,
Brielle.
this would be a great way to show our gratitude to our principal for all the things he has done for FFA.
Mr. Chairman,
Katie.
our principal has attended one of our conventions and he helps with organizing things like banquets and other activities, so this would be a great way to show how much we appreciate that.
Is there any further?
Mr. Chairman.
Wyatt.
If we give this degree to our principal, then our vice principal will be jealous and not favor our FFA chapter.
Mr. Chairman,
John.
Neither our vice principal or our principal are very interested in farming.
Mr. Chairman,
Katie.
I move to postpone definitely, that we move that our chapter present an honorary chapter farmer degree to our high school principal to January 1st at 7 p.m. in the ag room.
Second.
It's been moved by Katie and seconded by Jacob that we postpone definitely the motion to present the honorary chapter farmer degree to our high school principal. Remind you, this is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debates on the postponement? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of postponing definitely the motion to present the honorary chapter farmer degree to our high school principal, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Postponement fails. Is there any further discussion on the main motion? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of our chapter presenting the honorary chapter farmer degree to our high school principal, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Motion fails. Is there any further new business?
Mr. Chairman,
Golson.
I move that our chapter purchase an EV livestock trailer to make it easier for our members to participate in local and state shows.
I second that.
It's been moved by Colson and seconded by Katie that our chapter purchase an EV livestock trailer to make it easier for our members to participate in local and state shows. May I remind you, this is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Colson.
we have nowhere to store this livestock trailer, and I don't think it's safe to leave it out in the parking lot at school.
Mr. Chairman,
Bren.
Over the years, it will cost more to upkeep the trailer than to just rent one.
Mr. Chairman,
Brielle.
this would be a great way to get our members more involved in the FFA.
Mr. Chairman,
Katie.
there are plenty of people in the FFA that have trailers that we could just borrow.
Mr. Chairman,
Colson.
I move to withdraw my motion. Due to such negative debate, I move to withdraw my motion that our chapter purchase an EV livestock trailer to make it easier for our members to participate in local and state shows.
Second.
It's been moved by Colson and seconded by John to withdraw the motion to purchase an EV livestock trailer to make it easier for members to participate in local and state shows. If there are no objections to this withdrawal, then the motion will be withdrawn.
I object.
It has been objected by Ren that this motion is withdrawn. Withdrawn fails. Is there any further discussion on this motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Wyatt.
many of our members live in suburban areas and they don't have big enough garages to store trailers, so if we could buy this trailer and pick their animals up for them to take them for the fair, that would help them out a lot.
Mr. Chairman,
Jacob.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Jacob and seconded by Colson during this meeting. I remind you, this is not debatable, not amendable, and requires a majority vote. All those in favor of adjourning this meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Adjournment passes. Madam Secretary, do you have any record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Mr. Chairman.
Does any member or guest know of any new or unfinished business which should now come properly before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting in the Smithville FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in our labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is now adjourned.
Yeah! FFA!